What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Halo commentary. I'm your host and favorite mobster, Matt, and today we're going to be breaking down part 2 of our player retention series of videos. Now, in our last video, we discussed a few progression systems that might drastically improve the longevity of Halo Infinite, and today we're going to be discussing a little bit more of a variety of options that 343 could be implemented not just into Halo Infinite, but potentially future games in the Halo franchise as well, as they did just reveal in one of their recent live streams that they're working on a number of Halo projects. Super exciting. So nonetheless, even if these things get implemented into this game or the next, I just feel really passionate about giving this user feedback, not just from myself, but also so many of you in the community. And, we'll see what happens. You never know who's listening, man. Now, before we get started though, guys, be sure to click that thumbs up button, drop a comment below, let me know if you think any of these are good ideas or maybe bad ideas, subscribe, and turn that notification bell on so that you never miss another mobster video. All right, now let's go ahead and get into it. This first idea is something that I've wanted since the launch of this game. One of the things that Halo Infinite has been missing the most is in-game unlockables. When you look at Halo's direct competition, whether it be Rainbow Six, Apex Legends, Call of Duty, Ubisoft's new X-Defiant is getting ready to drop, Overwatch, games on the PC like Counter-Strike, and the list goes on and on and on. All of them have in-game unlockables directly through challenges or some type of challenge/milestone system. There's actually a really easy way to implement that into Halo Infinite, and I've come up with a few UI concept designs to showcase just that. Take a look at your screen here. You already have daily and weekly challenges. Why don't you just implement 2 additional slots, one for monthly challenges and another one for seasonal challenges? These would be really grindy options that do take a while to achieve, but the reward that the player experiences as a result of accomplishing them could potentially be a really satisfying cosmetic option to then slap onto your Spartan. I mean, how cool would that be? Whether it's the intro screen when you're loading up a match, or if just your friend jumping into your lobby getting ready to start up some matchmaking, when they see that very unique piece of armor on you that you earned through in-game achievement, it's more significant. It means more to have that option as opposed to just a simple credit card transaction that anybody can have. That's player expression in and of itself. I feel like an individual because the armor pieces that my Spartan has equipped are things that I put my time and my effort into in order to earn and unlock through the game. It's actually a win-win between the developer and the player. The more time I'm spending playing the game, the better I feel because I'm getting rewarded for that. But also the more time I'm spending playing the game, the more likely I am to make those microtransactions from what are like really cool, really uniquely designed shop items that may or may not complement the cosmetics that you're unlocking in the game. I think this would be the best way to go about doing that. And I know a lot of you guys are thinking, well, there is technically in-game unlockables, like you get an emblem for achieving a certain rank in Ranked Arena. There is weekly ultimate rewards, for instance, which is a cosmetic item that you can unlock. But let's be honest, like we've all seen those weekly ultimate rewards. Some of them are okay, like some of them are pretty cool, but most of the time you've accomplished all of your weekly challenges within like 2 to 3 games every single Tuesday, essentially, that those updates roll around. They've made the weekly challenges way too easy to achieve, and there's nothing of cosmetic significance that really is incentivizing you to get hooked on Halo, something to grind for like the Hayabusa armor from Halo 3. I can't tell you how many items I have seen in the shop that are so cool. Like the moment you see them, they jump out to you like, man, I want to spend money on that because it looks so cool. If you grab just a few of those items and made them seasonal unlocks, like something you really have to grind for 100 wins or 200 wins or 1,000 kills, people are going to be addicted to putting in those hours of gameplay into Halo Infinite in order to unlock those things. That's going to bring your player count up. Now, speaking of in-game unlockables, the next UI concept we have is going to be right here. I'm talking about Earnable Titles. Now, how this is going to work is in a brand new option for your customization or profile menu. You'll see the word title right next to your Spartan. You select it and you get to swap things out. Like you'll see my placeholder one I have right here is Destroyer of Worlds. But you could also imagine options like Zanghelios Warrior, Prophet's Apprentice, or something cool like Demon, right? Something along those lines to slap right there in your profile. If this were in-game earnable things, either through challenges or milestones, oh my God, people would be hooked on the idea of trying to get the most rare titles in the game, the most legendary or exotic titles to put in their profile for that player expression, dude. Are you kidding me? There's nothing more satisfying than knowing that people are looking at your profile after you just clutched a dub, right, at the end of a ranked arena match, and they see the title Demon next to your Spartan in your profile. Imagine that's for, getting 20 overkill exterminations in ranked arena. I don't know, something crazy, right? To get like a really hard title, but then also offer easy to achieve titles that are just fun, that anybody can get. There'd be a lot of completionists out there that are trying to actually earn all the titles in the game. So just making it a new section in the customized option or in your profile options, something along those lines, to where people can see the library of titles and then have a description on there for how to achieve them. Would be so much fun. 2 examples right there of in-game unlockables that, it'd be interesting to see if anybody watching this video really thinks that wouldn't kind of make, playing Halo Infinite a little bit more fun, right? And sort of convince you to, put some more hours into it. I know I would. And I know a lot of my friends would be really addicted to helping each other get these really cool things. Now, the next 2 features we're going to talk about are more social features, the first of which you'll see on your screen right now. You've probably noticed things like this in Overwatch 1 or some of the more recent Call of Duties, where during the outro for a game, you get to vote for what are called post-match accolades, which is essentially like the player of the game or the MVP of the game. I think it would be a ton of fun if Halo Infinite had this, because they already sort of have an outro screen where you see the winning team. There's this custom little camera animation and you see those 4 Spartans. How much fun would it be, and socially engaging as well, to be able to vote for who you think is the MVP? Either your team yourself or the enemy team gets to vote on who they think the best player was. I think this would incentivize people to socialize with one another, interact with one another. It helps you recognize which player actually performed well. Makes you think about people's armor as well, right? Like, which Spartan, what did that Spartan look like that was dominating you the entire game? Or what did the random that was on your team, like, and if you guys won, what did that random look like? Because you noticed him all over the map, grabbing the power weapon. You see his armor during that outro screen, and you think to yourself, you know what? That guy was actually cracked. Like, he performed very well. I'm going to give him an upvote, right? So it incentivizes you to interact with one another. That type of interaction results in people playing together, sending messages, adding people, adding friends, right? And so much more. I would love to see that level of engagement incorporated into the game and start seeing additional social features, because as of right now in Halo Infinite, I would say it's one of the more lackluster installments of the Halo franchise with regards to social features. There's no clan system, there's no service record, there's no pre or post game lobbies for you to interact with people, potentially maybe do a little trash talk, right? But also, compliment some of your teammates and have some fun, just talking amongst yourselves. However, that pales in comparison to how excited I would be if they added this next social feature. Please, God, please bring back clans to Halo. A new clan system for either Halo Infinite or the next Halo game would be such a welcomed addition back to the franchise. You see the UI concept I have designed here sort of takes advantage of Halo 5 Spartan companies. So in the social tab for Halo Infinite, I just added a new slot there called Company. In it, you'll see the details. I have the name, the Master Chief Mafia. I have privacy. You can either leave that, open to public or potentially restricted. And then we got the motto down there: a family that games together stays together. That's the mob, baby, right? And then we got the emblem selection as well. That could essentially pull from your weapon emblems pool or potentially your vehicle emblems pool. I think either one would be absolutely fine. But nonetheless, I wanted this to be really simplistic and really simple for the team of devs that are still working on Halo Infinite. I wanted it to be something realistic that could be added potentially to this game or the next one. And I do feel as if text font, like legitimately just adding text to your social tab, is very, very manageable. I understand that there's a little bit more complexity with organizing like gamer tag lists and what have you, because your company would have a list of gamer tags that it has to load every single time. It's a profile that you have to be able to probably click on and view their profile, but they already have that sort of built into the game with recent players and your friends list. So like I said, I think it is doable. That's not to mention what we had earlier with your titles, right? Like titles in your profile. Again, simply just text font that's added to your profile, but would drastically improve the engagement with the game. Now, with these company systems, you could take one step further and ask for clan battles, right? Like clan matches like we had back in Halo 2. Oh man, who remembers that, bro? Some of the most fun we've ever had playing Halo were the like very personal, like emotional clan matches of Halo 2. It got dramatic in there, dude. It was my gang versus your gang, my squad versus your squad. I mean, the ultimate proving ground, right? Oh, God, I loved that. They already had, like, with the fire teams of this game, the intros and the outros before and after each match. Like, this game is perfectly built for it. What a great opportunity. But that does it for part 2 of our player retention set of videos. I had so much fun making these vids, and if there's any ideas that we didn't necessarily mention, from the stream or myself, not to worry, because we're going to be discussing them in future videos and or, through some of these UI concept images on Reddit or platforms like X. In the meantime, though, guys, keep slaying it on the sticks, and if you're on PC, keep slaying it on the clicks, baby. I'll see you on the next one. Mobster, out.